Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wealthy Life, a channel for your personal growth, awakening, and financial wisdom. Have you ever wondered, why is it that some people can break the rules and still be admired, while others, even when being moral, end up being ignored or crushed? Why do strong nations set global standards, while weaker ones are forced to follow? And why, in our daily lives, do powerful people get away with bending morality, while the powerless cling to it as if it were their last shield? This tension between power and morality has existed for thousands of years, and the uncomfortable truth is this: the strong write the rules, while the weak obey morality. But let me be very clear. This is not telling you to become immoral. On the contrary, it's about understanding that only when you are strong enough to set the rules can you put morality into them and make it real. Otherwise, morality is just a beautiful speech. Power is fragile and often ignored. Throughout history, morality has always been a tool, not a shield. Power decides whether morality is respected, enforced, or forgotten. Think of it this way: rules are laws backed by power. Morality is persuasion without power. When the two align, society flourishes. But when the weak cling to morality without strength, they often end up betrayed. A lion does not negotiate with a deer about fairness. The deer may believe everyone deserves to live, but the lion believes in survival of the fittest. The lion's rule is written in its claws and teeth. Morality, in the mouth of the deer, cannot stop the lion's hunger. This is not cruelty. It's nature's truth. Without power, morality cannot protect you. But there is another side. Nelson Mandela did not abandon morality. He fought until he gained the power to enforce it. Under apartheid, morality was on the side of the oppressed, but the law and rules were controlled by the oppressors. Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Yet when he emerged, he had gathered enough political legitimacy, international support, and inner strength to negotiate the rewriting of South Africa's rules. When he became president, morality finally became law, because he had the power to embed justice into the system. Why do the weak cling to morality? Because morality is often the last weapon of the powerless. When someone has no money, no connections, no influence, they will naturally appeal to morality. That's unfair. You should treat me equally. The rules should protect me. But here's the bitter truth. Without leverage, these words fall on deaf ears. The strong may nod politely, but rarely change their behavior. That's why weak individuals, weak companies, or weak nations emphasize morality, because they lack other bargaining chips. Yet, morality can become powerful, but only when the strong choose to uphold it, or when the weak become strong enough to enforce it. Let's pause here. Am I saying you should abandon morality, become ruthless, and crush others? No. I am saying, become strong enough that your morality matters. Become strong first, then talk on morality. Because here's the reality. If you preach morality without power, you're ignored. If you gain power but abandon morality, you become feared, not respected. But if you gain power and then enshrine morality into rules, you change the world. As the saying goes, this is not about being immoral. It's about becoming strong enough to write morality into the rules and give it execution. Only then does morality stop being a hollow slogan and become a force that shapes reality. Take Elon Musk. People criticize his business methods, but because he holds power, capital, influence, technology, his vision shapes markets. He can say, electric cars are the future, and the world listens. If a small entrepreneur says the same, it's just an opinion. Morality in business, like sustainability, fairness, green energy, only becomes reality when backed by power. Musk had the leverage to make green profitable, not just ethical. In a workplace, imagine two employees. One has unique skills, delivers high results, and is respected. The other is average. If both complain about unfair treatment, whose voice will be heard? The skilled employee can influence rules because they are indispensable. The average one must obey. This doesn't mean morality is useless in your career. It means become competent first. Build leverage. Then when you speak of fairness, it carries weight. So, how do you move from being a morality follower to a rule setter? 1. Build competence, whether it's your career, business, or craft. Become so good that others need you. Skill creates leverage. 2. Accumulate resources, money, networks, knowledge. These are tools of power. Without them, your morality has no amplifier. 3. Understand the game. Rules are not neutral. They're designed by those in power. Learn how they're made. Don't just follow blindly. Position yourself to influence. 4. Delay the moral speech. Don't waste time complaining when you are weak. Focus on growth. Once you have power, then promote the morality you believe in. 5. Enshrine morality in rules. When you gain power, do not abandon morality. Otherwise, you become just another tyrant. Instead, embed justice into systems so it lives beyond you. Imagine two friends launch a startup. One insists on fairness, equal salary, no hierarchy, shared decision-making. The other says, let's first survive and win market share. Later we can talk about fairness. At first, the fairness-driven partner feels morally superior. But soon, investors want leadership, competitors are aggressive, and employees demand clarity. The fairness-only model collapses. The partner focused on power builds a stable company. Only then does he return to implement fairness, transparent pay scales, profit sharing, ethical guidelines. Now, fairness is sustainable because it's backed by a powerful company, not just ideals. Morality is not abandoned. It's postponed until it can be enforced. Take Abraham Lincoln. He believed slavery was morally wrong, but he knew that proclaiming morality wasn't enough. Only by winning the Civil War, through power, could he enforce emancipation. Confucius taught morality, but dynasties that followed often twisted his words until rulers had enough power to embed them into stable governance. We live in an age where people loudly preach morality online. Social media is filled with outrage, fairness talk, and ethical slogans. But notice, the ones who truly shape reality are still those with power, tech giants, governments, billionaires. If you want your values to matter, don't just post them. Build leverage. Become indispensable. Gain strength. Then, when you speak of morality, it will not be empty words, but a rule others must follow. So, why do the strong write rules while the weak cling to morality? Because only strength turns morality into reality. But remember, this is not a call to abandon morality. It is a call to first become strong enough to carry morality into the rules of life. Otherwise, your morality is just a whisper in the wind. When you rise, when you succeed, when you hold power, then add morality into the system. That's when you create a legacy that lasts. Don't be naive. Don't just preach morality. Build strength first. And when you finally have it, don't forget morality. Put it into the rules, give it teeth, and let it change reality. Because only then does morality stop being an empty slogan and become the very force that shapes the world. Don't forget to subscribe our channel, like and share the video. May you soon discover your true direction in life.